Okay, this is going to be a discussion on graphics as a multimedia element. This is actually covered extensively in 151, so I'm just going to hit the high spots. A single table, chart, graphic, or photograph can illustrate what might take many pages of narrative text to communicate. So a compelling image on a web page is as important to the overall appeal of a website as the right image is in print in a magazine. However, in print, the reader is not concerned with how quickly the image downloads or whether it pixelates when it's displayed. So just as preparing type for the web is different from processing type for print, preparing images for the web is very different than preparing images for print due to the differences in computer screens, browsers, platforms, and bandwidth. Graphics can be used on web pages as images, backgrounds, buttons, icons, navigational items, maps, and logos. In addition to being able to use graphics in different ways within a multimedia website, developers also have a variety of sources in which they can obtain the graphics that's used in their designs. Scanned images, still images, video images, photo CDs, stock photography, clip art, original artwork. And then another thing that we have to think about when we think about all these elements then is your copyright laws. Alright, so scanned images, scanners digitize already developed images including photographs and drawings. Slide scanners are also available for converting slides or a negative to a digital image. Digital cameras capture images in a digital format. Digital video cameras can also be used to capture frames of video or still images. Photo CDs, they enable photos taken with a film camera to be viewed in digital format. Stock photography, photographs available on CD or on websites such as istockphoto.com. And there it shows stock photography there where you go in and they have millions of photographs available as stock photographs that you can download and use. Clip art is a collection of drawings or illustrations generally organized by category. Most of these are public domain, which is available free of charge for anyone to use. Original artworks are artworks created using an original drawing created by hand or one of many graphic programs. Advantages include not having to worry about licensing agreements or copyright laws. Alright, so what are copyright laws? They're designed to protect intellectual property rights and provide potential monetary rewards for inventiveness and hard work. So the 1976 Federal Copyright Law, or Copyright Act, stipulated that copyrighted artwork is the property of the creator from the time it is created to 50 years beyond the creator's life. If the creator is a corporation or business, the artwork is the property of the creator up to 75 years after publication or 100 years following creation, whichever is shorter. However, concerns have been expressed that copyright laws that apply to printed material cannot be applied to digital material. So a recent law, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998, was passed in an effort to better control copyright as it relates to digital media. In addition to, or in place of the copyright symbol, the C with the circle, some digital images now include an embedded signature or a digital watermark. An embedded signature or watermark cannot be seen when the image is displayed or printed, but it does serve as proof of artistic ownership if it's needed. If an image is copyright protected, you must obtain permission from the artist, publisher, or owner of the piece in order to copy or use it, even if you plan to use only part of it. If you fail to obtain permission to use someone else's work, you are violating copyright law, and you could be liable for damages including legal fees and compensation to the artist. Alright, so different types of images. What they call line art. It's a term used to describe drawings that contain flat colors without tonal variations. These images generally contain only black and white pixels. However, they could also be drawings that incorporate different colors. Okay. Continuous tone images are graphics that have tonal variations such as color photographs. Grayscale image is a continuous tone image consisting of black, white, and gray data only. This is an image comprised of a range of grays, typically up to 256 levels of gray. Images can also be classified as 2D or two-dimensional, or by adding depth to them they become three-dimensional. Three-dimensional images are much more lifelike than 2D images. However, they are more difficult to create and they require greater computer resources to work with and display. Actually, 3D graphics on the computer merely represent a three-dimensional scene in 2D because a flat computer monitor allows images to be viewed in only two dimensions. Because the real world is 3 dimensions or 3D, the 2D interface is often stifling, particularly for websites designed for education, architecture, games, and training simulations. Some people predict that the 2D desktop may eventually be replaced by a 3D desktop. As evidence of this trend, 3D environments are becoming increasingly common on the web. And then here it shows three-dimensional there. They're more lifelike than 2D. They're in the first figure of the pond there, the water. An image is a single graphic that has been set up with multiple hotspots. Okay, I'm not sure why they put this image here because we haven't got to that yet. I think it goes with the next slide. Okay, hypergraphics are clickable graphics. Okay, when a graphic is a link or clickable, the pointer will usually change to a pointing finger when it's placed on the hotspot. Each graphic can contain one link or several links. Graphics that contain more than one are called image maps. Okay, and that's what that was there. That's an image map. It was set up where it had more than one clickable area, so all the little blue dots there are hotspots or clickable areas. A single image usually takes less time to download than multiple images, which is why image maps are commonly used. Okay, so that it won't take as long to load, but you have multiple linkage there in that one image. Alright, understanding image quality. Color resolution. A monitor displays an array of pixels referred to as a bitmap. Color resolution measures the number of bits of stored information per pixel, and then color resolution ranges from 1-bit color to 32-bit color. Okay. Image resolution refers to the amount of information stored for each image, measured in pixels per inch, or PPI. Web graphics can be set to 72 PPI because most computer monitors cannot display more than 72 PPI. And then image compression. Compression is an algorithm used to create smaller file sizes. Lossless compression is none of the data actually lost during compression. Lossy compression, some data is lost during the compression process. Alright. There are many graphic programs available that allow a graphic artist or web designer to create and modify 2D images for the web. These graphic programs include drawing, painting, and image editing programs. And there it lists paint, drawing, 3D modeling, image editing, and enhancement programs. Paint programs create bitmapped images. They allow you to edit images at the pixel level. Enlarging an image too much may result in staircasing or jaggies, as they call it, where the image is distorted around the edges. And here it shows an original bitmap image that's been enlarged too much. So your smooth edges are being replaced by your jaggies, as they called it, or jagged edges. Most paint programs create geometric shapes, edit mistakes, add colors and textures, select a desired portion of your image. Additional features vary by the program. Drawing programs are usually create vector graphics, and they are created and recreated from mathematical models. Common drawing programs used today are Adobe Illustrator and Macromedia Freehand. Illustrator contains different tools used to create a variety of fully editable shapes. Again, this will dive into Illustrator in 151. That is the program used. That's one of the programs used for graphics. The other one's Photoshop. 3D modeling programs, also called rendering programs, are used to create and manipulate 3D images. They are geometric forms or wireframe models, and they serve as basic building blocks for your creative images. Textures are applied or mapped to models to give them shadows and provide special effects. Objects and lighting can be placed and manipulated to create realistic 3D scenes. And then you have your image editing programs. Manipulate digitized images using a variety of features that combine painting, editing, and other image composition tools. They allow images to be cropped, color corrected, the brightness and contrast adjusted. Have layers, which allow multiple images to be placed into the same document. An ability to convert files from one format to another. You have enhancement programs that are specifically for working with web graphics and web animation. Optimizing, or the process of making the image file sizes as small as possible for quick download via the web. Fireworks is one. And Adobe Image Ready is another example of this type of program. Alright, and then it talks a little bit about your web graphics file formats. You have your GIF, JPEG, and PNG or PNG. Your GIF or GIF graphics interchange format supports up to 256 colors. They include interlacing, appear blurry and sharpen as they are downloaded. JPEG or Joint Photographic Export Group supports millions of colors, 24-bit, uses a sophisticated mathematical model to produce a sliding scale of graphic compression, then enables you to choose the degree of compression you wish to apply to the image. And then you have portable network graphics. It's one of the most flexible formats on the web. PNG file format supports variable transparency that allows you to store up to 256 different levels of partial transparency. That pretty much covers another note on these graphic formats. If you look at the GIF, let's go back to it for just a second. All web browsers support these files and their plugins. They support it without plugins, excuse me. Images that consist primarily of solid color look best and are smallest when saved in the GIF file format. And it supports, of course, interlating transparency and animations. Animations are supported in GIF. And with JPEG, all web browsers support JPEG without plugins. Photographs and continuous tone images look best and are generally smallest when saved as a JPEG. Huge lossy compression ratios are possible. And then there are progressive JPEGs are available. Progressive JPEGs gives JPEG graphics the same gradual image display seen in interlaced GIFs. Like interlaced GIFs, progressive JPEG images offer a quicker preview to the user. And then with PNG or PNG, supports a number of different color depths, uses compression to obtain small file sizes, supports transparency and interlacing, and contains the capacity to correct for differences in gamma settings. The biggest advantage of this file format is that not all applications allow you to easily create. The disadvantage is that not all applications allow you to create PNG files, and not all browsers support them without a plugin. So GIF and JPEG are more common because they're supported without plugins, where PNG is not. Alright, again, like I said, this topic is discussed extensively in 151, so this is just a quick overview because some of these questions, just kind of a refresher, because some of this might appear on the final. But if you have questions about graphics as a multimedia element, let me know.